The last thing Toby remembered was walking home from school. He had been skipping class again, and he'd gotten away with it so many times that his parents wouldn't even get mad anymore. They just assumed he was at school when they didn't look into it. So Toby was surprised to wake up in his bed and see that he was still wearing his backpack and his clothes were rumpled like he hadn't slept in them. But then he noticed something else. He couldn't see his hands. He tried sitting up and almost fell back down. When he looked around, he saw his bedroom for the first time in a completely new way. He could see under the door and through the window blinds, and the walls seemed much thinner than before. Then he realized why. He was invisible. Toby was scared. He ran to the bathroom and stared at his reflection, but there was nothing there. His toothbrush hanging off the rack looked brand new, and he hadn't brushed his teeth since Friday. So maybe if he made some noise. He started banging on the wall, and his mom came running. "Toby, are you in there? Are you okay?" she asked, knocking on the wall. She didn't hear anything, and she was about to call out again when she stopped. "What am I saying? You're grounded. You're not allowed to make any noise right now," she yelled and went away. It wasn't the first time his parents had yelled at him for making too much noise while they were working. Toby thought it would be funny to keep making noise, but no matter how loud he banged, they didn't respond. It was weird. They always responded before. Maybe because they had headphones on. But then Toby heard something. A thump, a bang, and someone yelling on the other side of the wall. It sounded like his mom. Toby pushed his ear against the wall and listened closely. Was she talking to someone? Were these people supposed to be here? Had they broken in? He raced to the window, ripped down the blind, and climbed onto the ledge. He peeked over the edge and looked into the next yard. His mom was out there. She was taking out the trash, humming a song, and tossing the bags into the bin. Then she came back inside without noticing Toby at all. Toby got off the window ledge and tried to open the window to climb out, but it was stuck. He pushed against it harder and managed to get it open just enough to squeeze through. In the next yard, Toby could see another house, but it wasn't the house next door. It was his school. Toby lived close to school, but he had never been able to see it from his window before. As he watched, students walked out, talking and laughing. So if he could see the school from his window, then that meant his room must have been on the other side of the house. And if that was true, then the front door should be behind him. Toby ran back inside and pushed open the door. His parents were in the living room watching TV. They didn't acknowledge him at all, which was strange. They never watched TV with the door open. They were probably listening to music with headphones on. Or maybe this was a special occasion. Toby sat down on the couch and watched TV with them for a few minutes until he realized they weren't even looking at the screen. Instead, they were staring at him. Well, they were staring at the spot where he had been sitting just a moment ago. "Mom, Dad, is everything okay?" he asked, but they didn't answer. They just kept staring at the empty seat next to him. Then his dad stood up and walked over to Toby, but he walked right through him. Toby flinched as he felt his dad phasing straight through his body. It was disgusting. His dad was acting like he wasn't even there. Toby ran away and hid in his room. Why did they act like he didn't exist? Was this what invisibility was like? He tried calling out to his mom or his dad, but when they came to his door, they acted like he wasn't there. And every time they touched him, he felt himself fading away. It was like being dead. Toby left his house and wandered around the neighborhood. People walked past him and he could hear them whispering, pointing, and asking questions, but nobody could see him. Nobody acknowledged him. Nobody even knew he was there. A girl holding a puppy skipped by, and Toby reached out to pet the animal. The dog barked at him, then licked his hand. Toby smiled. Someone finally acknowledging him made him feel better. He followed the girl and the dog until he saw her enter a house with a white picket fence and colorful flowers lining the path. The girl was talking to her mother, and Toby stood hidden behind a tree listening to their conversation. "Mom, can we keep him? Please, please, please," the girl asked. "We already have 2 dogs, honey." "We don't need another," the woman said. "Besides, I'm sure that dog has a home and a family waiting for him." Toby watched the girl walk away, and he felt sad for her. He wanted to talk to her, to tell her that he liked her shoes or to ask what school she was going to. But he couldn't. He couldn't talk to anyone. He couldn't do anything. He was invisible. All day, Toby walked around and eavesdropped on conversations. He could hear people talking about him, but he couldn't do anything. He was a ghost. And as the sun began to set, Toby started to feel scared again. What if he never regained his sight? What if he was stuck like this forever? How could he ever go back to school or see his friends again? Then Toby noticed something. Every time he thought about someone, they appeared in front of him. Not really, of course. They just became visible to him. If he concentrated hard enough, he could see people's outlines. At first, they were dark and fuzzy, but the more he focused on them, the clearer they became. He could see the individual strands of hair, the lines in their faces, and the shape of their bodies. Toby thought about his mom, and she appeared in front of him. He could hear her thoughts. Why isn't he brushing his teeth? It's time to go to bed. I wonder if he's grounded again. Toby's mom knocked on his bedroom door, and he responded instantly. "Yes, Mom, I'm coming." But when she opened the door, she didn't see him. "Toby, are you playing a prank on me?" "Show yourself," she said. Then she gasped and fell to her knees. "No, please don't leave me." "Come back, Toby," she cried. Toby's heart broke, and he wished he could comfort her, to tell her that he was still there, but he couldn't. He couldn't speak. Toby thought about his dad. Why doesn't he clean his room? He hasn't done it in weeks. I wonder if his mother will make him redo it. Toby's dad knocked on his bedroom door. "Toby, you know I'm gonna take away your console if you don't clean your room," he said. But when he opened the door, he didn't see Toby. "Toby, show yourself right now. I know you're hiding in your room, so come out," he yelled. But Toby's dad didn't see him either. As the days passed, Toby grew weaker and weaker. People no longer even noticed him. And he felt himself slowly fading away. Toby thought about the girl with the dog. Hadn't she asked her mom to keep him? He thought hard, and she appeared in front of him. "You're real," she said, hugging him tightly. "I knew you'd come back." She looked around. "Where are your parents?" Toby shook his head. "No one sees me. No one acknowledges me. They think I'm dead." The girl took his hand and led him to her house. She introduced him to her parents, and they welcomed him with open arms. Toby felt seen for the first time in months. "We're going to help you regain your sight," the girl's mom said. "You'll be back to normal in no time." Toby felt hope for the first time in months. Maybe everything would work out after all. The next morning, the family was gathered around the breakfast table. "Do you remember why you became invisible, Toby?" the girl asked. Toby shook his head. "I don't know. I just remember walking home from school." "Well, maybe you became invisible because you were lonely," the girl said. "And now you're invisible, because you don't want to connect with anyone. Toby looked down at his hands. I guess she's right. I mean, I can still see people, but I don't know if I want to.